This week's episode is going to be fast-paced. We're going to start off with a couple of guys checking their food plots. We're going to have some guys doing some carp fishing. Then we're going to go out to our charity bow shoot. Following that, we're going to have an awesome kill on a woodchuck. And then we're going to show you another group of guys, some of the new PTP pro staffers, and some hard work that they put in on the food plot not too long ago either.
So come on and pass through. Come on and pass through. You can pass through. Come on and pass through.
Well, we're back out here checking food plots. It's been a couple months now. It was end of May or so when we started planting. We're gonna go check the field with the Bowdy's Big Buck Clover Mix, see how that's coming up. Been out, mowed a little bit, and sprayed a little grass killer. So, like I said, we're gonna go out and check this out. Well, we just got out to the food plot. As you can see, it's coming up really well. The clover's coming up good. The grass is mainly out of it. We got one stand set up on the southwest edge of this plot. We're going to get another one set up on the northeast, so whatever wind direction we have, we can hunt. The deer usually come in, I guess it depends, mornings. They're coming coming out of here into the woods. Evenings you'll have them coming out of the fields and into here. We're here at the second annual charity shoot here at Country Woods, St. John's, Michigan. We're going to do a little shooting, raising money for Michigan Sportsmen Against Hunger and Dream Makers. And so we're going to get out here, fling some arrows in between these storms, and now you can check out some footage that Justin and I and Chad did on a bowfish, shooting some carp on the Flat River here in Kent County, Michigan.
He said everything. What do you?
All right, we're gonna do a little bow fishing today. We're at the Flat River right now, and got our bows all rigged up with some gear, and we're gonna go try to shoot some carp. See what happens.
Yeah, it's end of July. My first time out bow fishing, so I just got my setup, AMS. We're gonna see how it works. See how lucky I get today.
We're gonna try it out a little on the non-traditional way. Usually you see guys out there with their lights at dark, spotlighting and shooting carp off the top of the water. We're midday here, it's about noon. It's supposed to get up to feel like 100 degrees today, so we're gonna do it the non-traditional way, try shooting through a couple feet of water to get some. So we'll give you a new taste of carp fishing and go from there.
Well, the bow fishing wasn't going so well out of a boat, so the guys are going to go to plan B.
Well, we just get off the river. Didn't have a whole lot of shooting. We're going to pack up here, head out to one more spot, see if we can't find some off the bridge. Maybe get you a little more footage.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Stay tuned.
Dun 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 dun.
I got one I could probably poke at if you guys are ready. Go for it. They were over here.
Now let's check out some of the highlights of the charity bow shoot.
I'm gonna go shoot my bow in just a minute.
Awesome. You excited?
Yeah.
Who are you shooting with?
My dad.
Awesome.
Sweet, man. You go tear it up?
We got pipe dreams here. We got 3 1.5-inch pipes sitting at 20 yards that these guys are trying to shoot through the hole. What did you use for yardage?
My 80 pin.
You have an 80 pin?
Yeah.
Going for the eyeball. Got me a heart shot. See if I can beat the iron buck eyeball.
Oh, right.
Oh, I got that.
Oh, got it.
Did I?
Yeah.
And this right here is what pipe dreams are all about, baby.
Well, we're out here at the bow shoot here at Country Woods Archery, and it's starting to rain out, but I'll tell you what, I've been sitting here talking to Pastor Bill. He's a new guy that we just met today. This gentleman right here has taken 32 record book bucks, all from Calhoun County right here in Michigan. He's got his own book out, and right now he was just telling me a little bit of a strategy about how he hunts certain wind situations that I think is just absolutely fascinating. So I'm going to let Pastor Bill here just kind of explain to everybody kind of what he's got going with his wind situations and what else he has involved in this book. So,
wind tactics being one of the hardest things to overcome for the deer hunter, and especially when you're hunting for pressured deer. So we'll start by saying that pressured deer very seldom will leave or enter cover with the wind. In other words, they will tailwind at times, but they like to quarter into the wind when leaving cover. And so my strategies are blowing right at the deer. In other words, fundamental strategies of blowing away from the deer, having the wind in your face, and all of these things are strategies that, in my opinion, are obsolete. I do hunt from a high tree stand. I have not been winded by a deer in 2 years using these strategies, and I've taken trophy deer every year. And all of my setups, by the way, incorporate this strategy. And what it is basically is that, let's say you have a swamp that butts up to a cornfield, and a hunter is expecting the big buck to come out of the swamp and enter the cornfield at night. And his wind is blowing from the swamp to the cornfield. He thinks this is a good setup because he's downwind of the approaching deer. But invariably what happens is that the does come out first, they get feeding behind him, eventually they pick him up, snort, and crash back into the cover, and the game's over. So next he decides he's going to try to blow down one line and get downwind of a well-used run. This run may even have scrapes and active rubs on it, so he thinks it's a good location. Unfortunately, the same thing happens. Some deer may get into the field, use his run, and he goes undetected, but about the time the buck is supposed to show, he gets winded from down the line by the does, and once again they crash into the cover. Same thing if he tries to blow down the line the other way. So a person might ask, well, if you can't blow straight back and you can't blow down either line, what are you going to do? Blow right at them? And I say, that's exactly what I do. This strategy is one of the most deadliest hunting tactics that I've ever come up with, and actually found out about it by accident, but that's another story. I'm going to use an element in the terrain, a small body of water, and I'm going to use a high stand of 35 feet, and I am going to blow directly at the approaching deer. Now the reason why this strategy works is because a big buck leaving cover is going to want to do so quartering into the wind. if he's forced to enter the cover or the field coming with the wind, more than likely nocturnal movement will be what will happen. In other words, he won't leave. He knows he's safe in the cover. So in order to build the comfortability in the buck, he has to be quartering into the wind and to be active within the cover during legal shooting time. And so now, as you'll see in the diagram, he approaches the pond, he goes around the pond that I am blowing directly at. There is a distance of 60 yards between me and the pond. With a high stand, good scent control, the deer doesn't even have a chance of picking me up. I'm blowing right over him. And that's if he chooses to cut between me and the pond. More than likely, he'll just choose a run. And now we have a bunch of feeding deer in the field that act as decoys. And he sees the deer all out there. Now these deer that have made it to the field don't even have a chance of smelling the hunter. And there could be rubs and scrapes along the line that I may be guarding as well. And so with this strategy, what it does is it allows the trophy buck to do what he wants to do, and that's follow sound instinctive behavior. And then we just take advantage of that behavior by letting our wind blow right at him or in his same general direction. And I have literally dozens of examples of that in my book, Pressured, Taking Trophy Pressured Whitetails. And I also have a moon calendar that will help you time the deer. You know, I hope you guys have success this season. My book has 500 pages in it, and people are calling it one of the best books on whitetail hunting that's ever been written, and absolutely one of the best books on hunting for pressured deer. So if you're hunting for pressured deer and you want to get to the bottom of a lot of really good tactics, I think you'll enjoy my book.
This guy's a big wealth of knowledge. I tell you what, I've already picked up his book today. I'm super excited to get home and read it. And don't forget to check out his website, pressureddeer.com, and you can find some more information. But I tell you what, looks like there's a good chance I might be sitting with the old wind blowing at my deer this year, which I wasn't planning on before. So appreciate you coming out.
Thank you very much.
Well, Nick Peck and AJ Tassos, these guys put in a lot of work shooting their bows, doing their food plots, all that kind of stuff. And you know what? They got to the point where Nick had a little bit of a rodent issue with some woodchucks back behind the house, and he puts a smackdown on one. So let's check that out.
Woo! We just did it, baby. The Southern Grizzly. The old destroyers. Destroying tonight, baby. We just did it. Rage in the cage. We just walked down from where I shot the woodchuck at. We got our blood here. Our arrow skipped off. Haven't been able to find it yet. But we're going to follow our blood trail on our Southern Grizzly. And we'll see if we can find it. We got blood here. Got some more blood in here. We got some insides right there. It looks like we hit it a little bit low. We found it. We got our Southern Grizzly, our woodchuck, and Rage the Cage did the job. The destroyer is destroying.
Well, like I said before, we're going to finish things off this week with these two guys showing us the hard work that goes into a food plot that they're putting in down in a great area. They're expecting to get some great deer out of it, and boy, they're putting in the hard work to show for it.
Yeah, Nick Peck behind me. He's using the tractor to try to level out the ground, so we can put in our food plot soon. It's been raining for about 3 days, so we picked today to pull up some stumps and finally get all the brush out of the way. So I'll let you know how it goes in about 20 minutes. Alright, I moved about 30 feet off from where we just were, where Nick's making the food plot. And just to show you how thick it was, you can't really see anything. We decided to put our food plot between two bedding areas, in the thinnest of the brush in the valley so we can later plant our cornfield out in the field, so the deer will be funneled through our food area, also known as the staging area, into the cornfield where we can potentially shoot them. Alright, so basically we just moved all those sticks and trees out of the way in front of our potential stand location so the deer won't be coming under us. We're forcing them to either take this way into the food plot or the other way into the food plot from the bedding area behind us. Hopefully this will make all the deer come into us so we won't have to move around going to them.
Hey guys, we just fertilized a food plot you see behind us. We're going to plant some Bobby Big Buck Clover mix by Harvey's Agricultural Solutions. And we'll keep you updated on how it goes. Hey guys, we're out at our food plot. As you can see, it's gotten pretty brushy, so we're gonna mow it with just this push mower here behind me. And we got the deck set up on high, so we should be able to get rid of most of the leaves and not harm too much of our clover. They're calling for rain next week, so our clover won't die on us due to the lack of hydration. We'll let you know how it goes. We put a utilization cage up. As it starts to grow back up, we'll be able to see what the deer are eating around it compared to what's actually growing. We just used chicken fence and 3 fence posts, just the metal ones. And we're doing this all in one day. We're trying to keep the smell down. We'll go down and check our trail camera, see what's in the area.
48 pictures. We'll leave it on the main memory and come back and put this in a couple days.
Well, here's your first look at the 2011 trail cam pics that Team Pass-Through has been getting all around Michigan.
Sitting in my tree stand, watching the leaves land, praying for a little love. Cause it's opening day and us pass-through boys looking to drag out a big old buck. Got arrows for ammo, couple layers of camo. We put in our time this year. So if you're big and brown, I bet you're going down within 50 yards from here. So come on and pass through. Come on and pass through.